Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are continuing our underused Pokemon series, and guys, today we're going to be going around Infernape. I figured with the channel being back and active, this was a good series to bring back with it. Infernape is one of those Pokemon that I think everybody thinks is really cool. I love Infernape personally myself. I think it's one of my favorite Pokemon. I did pick Torterra in Gen 4, but call me a fraud, I don't care. It doesn't really matter though. Infernape, a very cool Pokemon, and unfortunately just not quite that strong. However, let's see what we can do with it here today. For those of you that are new to this series, basically it's going to be a team builder for the first section. I will put a timestamp somewhere to skip the team builder if you guys just want to get into the battles later on. But with that, let's just jump into building Infernape right now. Okay, so there's a lot of things I want to do here. My initial thought was oh, hey, let's go coaching stuff, which I think is probably still where I'm going to end up. And then I was like, okay, what's funny that I can actually click coaching next to? Obviously, we have the normal stuff like Calyrex Ice, which in theory is probably going to be where we end up going with our restricted. But I also had a concept of coaching Ogerpon Rock, because Ogerpon Rock has such good damage output, and then all of a sudden you get it to +1. No one's ready for +1 100% accurate rock type moves, I don't think. And I think because of that, it could have gone a really long way. But unfortunately, Infernape, this guy's a little slower than the Jolly Rockpon. It sits at 176, question mark? Yeah, sits around 176. It's not ideal to get that going. But I still think some sort of support Infernape here. I don't know if I want Fake Out. There's options like Encore, Endeavor. I definitely want to Focus Sash on this guy, right? It's too frail not to, right? So... and I definitely think some sort of, support option here is definitely going to be the play. It's just a matter of how I want to go about getting it done. I think Aura Sphere is kind of funny if I can actually get that damage off into something like Aura Sphere and Overheat and then just send it. But I might just go Overheat because that's basically big damage into Zamazenta, especially if I go down to Sash. Just Sash, Blaze Boosted, Overheat, and then send it. And then just use the rest of the thing as support. Obviously, I could get aggressive and go with the Iron Fist route, but I don't think it actually does as much damage as I would like that way. So we're going to go for something like this. We're going to go Overheat, Coaching. I definitely want Fake Out. And the question is, does it get Fake Tears? That's kind of funny. Why does it get Fake Tears? I'm not going to use it, but that's kind of funny. What do we got? Encore, like I said, is pretty cool. Endeavor's also very funny after getting a Sash. I'm down to Focus Sash. Nope, Endeavor. 99% done. Kind of an option I don't mind. Flame Charge is also kind of cute. I don't think it's necessary, though. What else do we have? Helping Hand is fun, especially next to a Calyrex. Roar is interesting. Doesn't it get Taunt? It does get Taunt. Is Fake Out, Taunt, Coaching, Overheat insane? Because I kind of like the way that sounds. Just you're gonna set Trick Room? No, sorry. You're gonna do this? No, sorry. I don't know. I just feel like I can set myself up. I can be a nuisance, and then I can just drop big overheats if I go down to Sash and you ignore me. I think I'm gonna send it. I think this is kind of cool. I'll get spreads and stuff later. We'll probably skip that section and I'll just go over them after. But we need a restricted beside the thing. And obviously, if we are coaching, we want to have a physical restricted. So there's really only a couple options for that. Calyrex Groudon is kind of funny. Blaze Infernape in Sun is kind of funny. Does this thing get Wide Guard actually? No shot, right? Yeah, okay. No shot. I was about to say, if we got Wide Guard, Groudon actually becomes a viable option for us. But unfortunately, Ho is kind of funny, but I want to stay away from the fire types. Koraidon could be cute, but I feel like that stacks up too many fairy weaknesses. Even though Infernape, technically isn't weak to fairy, it's weak to everything, guys. It has no defenses. Does this have to just be a Calyrex? It's Calyrex or Zacian. I think I'm gonna go Cali Ice. I think there's actually cool options here where Infernape Calyrex lead, and then I can stop them from taunting my Calyrex because I taunted them first, sort of thing. Which is kind of cool, especially with all the taunts going around in the metagame right now. Urshifu's starting to run taunt. Obviously, Amoonguss with Spore and stuff. Just stuff like that. Maybe the Imprisoned Calyrex I'm able to taunt now as well. So, cool options there. This will probably be your standard Calyrex, guys. When you're picking the restricted, at least on these unique Pokemon pieces, I find unless there's a really cool niche strategy, I think your best bet is just to stick consistent here. And I still want Trick Room. I still think it's an option, like the strongest option for this piece. I'll probably find like some sort of middling speed here. Okay, so what does this lose to? And this is right now losing to Urshifu. So how do I want to beat Urshifu? What if I went with like a bulkier Rock Pawn and then I can coach it? I still like that concept, you know. I still like the concept of Ogerpon Rock, especially on Calyrex here. I think it's a very, very interesting piece. Like Rock Pawn Calyrex just does so much damage, puts on so much pressure versus the opponent. I really like that option because I can go Follow Me Trick Room. I can just send Lance, Ivy, Cudgel. And there's a lot that I can go with from that. What else do we have here? Team probably ends up getting pretty standard, unfortunately, which is less than I like, because like there's an Infernape and I want to be cool about it. But at the same time, I feel like coaching my own Urshifu is also very funny. So like Urshifu Water here, and just having like a Mystic Water variant, even a Safety Goggles variant is kind of cool. If we're gonna play best of one and you guys want to use this into DC, Covert Cloak here could be really fun. Does that actually get me anywhere? Does Covert Cloak actually do anything for me? I don't think so. I'm going to try Safety Goggles instead. Mystic Water is also kind of cute, but I think with coaching boosts, I'm actually very happy to have like Safety Goggles and boost up my Urshifu the other way. I'm going to go Grass as well. I'm just going to commit to kind of bulking this guy up. I guess Goggles Grass is kind of counter to it. Maybe I'll go Poison. Poison's cool. Poison's good versus Zama. So then we go just your standard. I'm going to go standard. Close Combat, Aqua Jet. And Protect. You could go Detect here if you want to get around Imprison stuff, but I don't think it really matters all that much. Okay, so now I feel like I need either a fast mode. I need something that's going to get me Icy Wind, some sort of speed control. Obviously, the typical Calyrex Ogerpon speed control is like your Regieleki that we saw at Worlds. So technically, that's still an option for me. We could also go with like a Roaring Moon for Tailwind stuff, but I don't think that necessarily fits here. How do I want to play this? Raging Bolt is another very interesting option, and I think it's actually really cool in a sense where I get to go like Assault Vest on this piece and then just be that guy that gets like Electro Web. So I get to go like Thunderbolt, Electro Web, Draco, and Protect. No, I'm Assault Vest. Why do I have Protect? I'm not that smart, guys. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Weather Ball is kind of fun, but obviously not on this team. I could go Volt Switch. Oh, Thunderclap. What am I talking about? Definitely did not forget Thunderclap was a move. So there's some cool things here. It's like a standard team with an Infernape, right? So obviously it's like, oh my goodness, this is a cool Infernape team. But like this is how you build it. And I think this is actually kind of cool. What do we got? What are we losing to? I feel like these four just cover everything so well that like I don't think we necessarily need to worry too much about like Infernape being potentially subpar, but I think it actually is going to put in its work. Like being able to coach an Urshifu or an Ogerpon just to add up that much damage is actually insane. Also, this is going to go Terra Ghost, by the way, just for full-on support. That way I can't get faked out. Did I change the Terra here? I did not. Water is very, very strong right now, especially with the Rising Kyogre, so we'll be going for Water. That has to stay Rock. This I made Poison. This I'm probably going to keep Electric. Just the immediate damage boost is actually very nice. So how do I want to close this now? Do I want to abuse Trick Room or do I just want to stay out of Trick Room? Because I don't think I really want to be setting Trick Room up realistically at all with this team. So like I think I either want to have something that's gonna like bluff the fact that I can get Trick Room up and sweep with that, or just at some point say I don't need to worry about Trick Room and we're just gonna send offense. But I don't know what that piece is supposed to be. I definitely think it's supposed to be like a standard. Instant is kind of like a good Pokemon, but we have an Infernape. We don't need an Incineroar. What do we have? We have Fire, Water, Grass. I guess a Fairy type would be kind of cool. Even a Steel type is like okay, but I don't think there's actually any good Steel types right now that like I actually want to use here. Like Goldengo is cute and funny. Heatran's funny, but I think the only good Steel types, like the Steel types that really want to be in the metagame right now, are the restricted. And I obviously have a Calyrex here. I guess Infernape Zacian would have been funny as well, but that would have been required like Scarf Infernape and stuff like that, so I didn't really want that. I said Fairy type, right? Fairy's interesting. I could go Grimmsnarl, but I feel like that's too much support. Mimikyu is cute, but not necessarily like a super important piece. What do I want here? Fluttermane maybe? Fluttermane seems, it's actually an interesting double speed control option. Yeah, I'll go Fluttermane. I think that's like chill. This is like kind of cool, I think. Yeah, we'll go Booster here because we have the item available. And basically, this is just going to be like the Icy Wind guy. But Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Icy Wind, I think is optimal right now. And Protect. And I think I'm going to go Terra Normal just because Calyrex Shadow does look like it has potential to like run through this team. And I necessarily do not want that to happen. So we'll go Normal here. But I'm going to throw some spreads on this, guys. I'll come back real quick. It'll be 2 seconds for you guys. We'll talk about the spreads, and we'll go from there. Spreads have now been thrown onto the team here, guys. We went basically just 252 on the Infernape. I wanted to go as fast as possible because getting coaching up, really wanted to outpace Urshifu's. Fast Taunt is never a bad thing either. I'm actually very close to changing this to Encore. You know what? And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think Encore is super, super funny. Especially if, like, we get to a spot where, like, they decide to maybe, like, I don't know, Protect because they were trying to scare to fake out. And then we get a coaching up. And then we get to Encore them into Protect. I think that's a really cool move. And I don't think there's a lot of people that are going to be ready for that in a closed team sheet setting. Obviously, it might be a little worse in open sheet, but at the same time, it could scare them from protecting, which could open up a lot of doors as well. 252, because, you know, we're sashed, so there's really no reason not to be. Nothing crazy there. Everything else looks pretty good. Calyrex, once again, guys, with a lot of these, you're going to just be able to grab whatever spread you kind of have. This is just kind of where I wanted to sit here with 86. Basically, we outpace the Tang team that got first and second at, I believe it was San Antonio Regionals. Obviously, the team is getting a little outdated now, but I think 85 is the benchmark they hit on that team. So I figured 86, just outpaced that. Wanted to be the faster Calyrex a little bit more often. Not too familiar with the whole Calyrex Speed War shenanigans going on right now. Other than that, hit the jump and attack through the rest in bulk. Made sense. It's a Calyrex, guys. Like I said, you can get away with anything on this guy. Guy's broken. You could have just go 252, 252 and not care too. Like, Ogerpon, I went with a little bit of a bulkier spread. I wanted to take it out of speed. Okay? Like a little bit out of speed. Just to be like slower. Like, the cool, I'm slower than Infernape. But I really don't know how often I'm really going to be in a position where I'm leading Infernape Ogerpon. So I just decided to stick with max speed. The speed ties on Ogerpon at certain points are actually super, super important as well. So I think having something like this makes a lot more sense. The bulk is basically for Mystic Water Urshifu. I think if they're like max attack Mystic Water Urshifu, it's like a 1% chance to kill or a 2% chance to kill or something like that. Which, I mean, I'll take those odds a lot better than just maybe than just probably dying, right? Especially because, like, we do kind of have some Urshifu issues if we're not careful. So especially with the first half of the team. The second half of the team kind of fixes that. But other than that, pretty standard Urshifu here, guys. Like I said, going to have a little bit of bulk with the safety goggles. But other than that, hit the jump and attack. I wanted max speed because we have Icy Wind on Flutter. So this keeps the door open to go Icy Wind into like Surging Strikes into a Calyrex if we so need to. Or Icy Wind Close Combat if they're already like Terra Dark or something. Keeps that option on the table, which I definitely think is important. And basically I just dumped the jump into attack and the rest into special defense because that's kind of where it's going to need to happen, right? Nothing too crazy here, nothing like super specifically calced out for, and pretty much any Urshifu could go here, but it'll get the job done. Raging Bolt, just basic, guys. I went pretty fast. I wanted boosts or benefits in both my defensive stats, so I just dumped it into HP. You could probably come up with something where you have less HP and then play around with this defense and special defense and raise those guys. But I think overall this should get the job done for what we needed to do. Once again, this guy is incredibly like broken, so you can kind of see success with really any sort of stat. If guys are going to try and take this team a little bit more seriously, I would take a look at this spread. I think there's a lot more you can do with it, but it's definitely perfectly fine. Flutterman, I just wanted to be fast, guys. I wanted to have some speed. This is basically 181 should outpace the max speed Zamazentas. and dump the rest into bulk, live a bunch of things. I'm Terra normal, so I don't care about my special defense too much versus the Calyrex Shadows, so I can just afford to dump it there. You could go up in special attack, but I think we have enough offensive pressure on his team between Calyrex, Ogerpon, Ursh, Raging Bolt, and then even the Blaze Infernape can probably hit for pretty hard, so I don't think we necessarily need the offensive pressure here. But I'm actually very, very excited to try this team out. Okay, we are here in game number 1, guys. As always with these first few best of ones, I am going to try and force bring Infernape onto the board. I always think something like that is always pretty fun to have. Just, you know, the video is about Infernape. I'm going to try and force it onto the field. And then we'll play a best of 3 afterwards, and we'll play that a little bit more seriously with the team. But I am obviously going to try and get Infernape onto the field more often than I would generally, but that's fun. I also think it's actually a pretty decent matchup for it here. Like Sinistra Zamazenta, if Infernape can't come versus this, I mean, we have issues, right? I'm going to try and get team sheets. I doubt we'll get them, but we're gonna see what's up here. I think Fluttermane early is actually like very, very strong here. Like Fluttermane, Infernape, Calyrex is kind of like disgustingly strong versus these guys. Rockpon is also cool, like Fluttermane, Rockpon. And I think that's probably the lead. And then I go late game Infernape, and then do I want to bench Calyrex and bring Raging Bolt instead? I don't think so. I think the stats on Calyrex are just that good that we're going to go Calyrex. So we're going to go ahead and go Calyrex here. They're going to go Ogre, Ursh, and I'm very fine with this. I have no complaints. This is, I pretty much get to pick what I want. I wish I would know like the item on this Ursh, but I think for the sake of the game, for the sake of this, it's just going to be Ivy Cudgel Icy Wind is probably the safest option I can go for. Like, they have to pick one. I'm guaranteed to get one. So, Ivy Cudgel, get the Ogerpon off my screen. Thank you. They're going to Surging. Like I said, super bulky Flutter. That is Mystic Water, and it is going to get the roll, unfortunately. Oh, it's Life Orb. Never mind. Why is it Life Orb? This is, like, still kind of chill. Because, like, Infernape hits the board now. And I have pressure Power Whip into that. And I think Infernape should tidy up whatever's beside it. So, yeah. Okay, well, other than that, I guess. Either way, I'm going to go Power Whip into the Earth. How do I want to do this? Because, like, I could just coaching Ivy Cudgel things, too. Right? Like, I always have that route. Where I just start clicking coaching and sending Ivy Cudgels. I could just Power Whip and swap in Calyrex, which is also, like, a fine play. So I guess I'll go for that, but that's no fun. Yeah, they are going to Terra Normal there. They are going to E-Speed the Rockpon, not going to get the kill. Power Whip is going to kill the Ursh, and now we're in a pretty good spot. So now because they're locked into E-Speed, I can technically Terra Ghost. I also might Terra Rock here, because the defensive boost is very, very nice. How do I want to play this? Is it just Spiky Shield, Terra Water, Trick Room, though? Because then that allows me to kill off the Shenpao. What if I follow me Trick Room? Does that win me this game? Yes, it does. Terra Ghost time. Let's go. So now basically my win condition here is that I'm just going to kill the Shenpao before it can do anything. So what I'm going to go for is I'm going to go Fake Out and a Lance. They did Terra Normal, so I do have to technically be scared of this Dragonite. I'm definitely Terra Ghost. What if I Terra Ghost Protect Coaching? That's kind of messed up, but like, I'm kind of intrigued. Yeah, I'm going to send it. I think it's okay. I think it's a little bit of a weird endgame, but they're more scared of this Calyrex for sure. We're going to get a coaching up into the Rex. They're going to Sacred Sword the Terra Ghosting Infernape as well. I'm going to go for the Encore into the Sacred Sword, and I'm just going to send Glacial Lance. E-Speed with the defense boost. Thankfully not going to do all that much. I didn't really want to see them go for something like a Sucker Punch here in this endgame. So if I get the Encore into Sacred Sword, Infernape always wins this endgame, and there it is. Thank you. Overheat. And I'm going to Protect. I really just want to see Infernape get the KO. It's totally unnecessary, but down it goes. Guys, we are a little lower on ladder, but Infernape Gaming? Alright, we're in for game number 2 here. We've got Dondozo Regieleki. This one's a little awkward. I don't know how I necessarily want to approach this one. There's a Chandelure, which technically immediately walls my Infernape as well. Do I want to play it? Do I want to play Infernape here? Because, like, I do want to force the guy onto the game, but, like, it really doesn't do anything for us here. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the other game mode here, and that's going to be, once again, Rock Pond Calyrex is just broken. Rock Pond, Raging Bolt, Calyrex, and probably Urshifu, honestly, I think is probably our best last piece here, especially if they are going to go for, like, the Dozo mode. Being able to maybe break through that is nice, so... Golduck Dondozo. Yeah, I'm fine with this. This is going to be like... So what they're going to go for here is they're going to go like Simple Beam into the Dondozo. And they're going to try and go for that way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go Ivy Cudgel Electro Web. And just get as much damage as I can. There is the Simple Beam. Which is exactly what I was expecting. And now I get to basically slow it down. So basically it's no longer faster. Oh, it's... Why is it Clear Amulet? It's either Clear Amulet or Covert Cloak. That's like still fine for me. Because I get to like just run the same turn back with Ivy Cudgel Thunderclap and tell them to figure it out. Like, I'm not all that concerned. They do get the +4 on everything now, which is a little spooky. But at the end of the day, it's like not a huge issue because I pressure it down too much. Although +4 everything on Dondozo is a little weird. Thunderclap, yeah. Like I said, though, I'm pressuring it too much. I'm still faster? Why am I still faster than it? Anyways, looks like this one's going to be pretty much a win. Yeah, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to Ivy Cudgel the Golduck, and this time I'll Thunderbolt the Tatsu. Like, it's Toxic Orb Tatsu, so it's going to take itself down at some point, but Ogerpon was cooking a little bit too much here. I don't think they get out of this. What is my actual rating? Oh yeah, it was like straight up 0. Okay. Yo, they are thinking right now. They do be a little bit of thinking. Ivy Cudgel killing Golduck. I am curious to see like if they're actually gonna bring in their Calyrex here. I should have brought Infernape. Actually would have won this endgame. Obviously I win the endgame anyways, but like Infernape would have been very funny here. Anyways, just Ivy Cudgel time. Ivy Cudgel Lance, and they're not winning. They do have a Terra available, I believe, so technically there's a world where they can maybe get out of this, but once again, with that Toxic Orb, the Tatsugiri being at -2, them about to eat this Ivy Cudgel, I mean, I don't see a world where they actually get out of this. Tatsu's gone, Rex is low, doesn't even get a kill out. It's sick. Cool. No Infernape there, but that happens sometimes, you know? Just can't always bring it. I wanted to. I really did want to, guys. Okay, we've got a really cool Sun team here. How do I want to approach this? This should be an Infernape game, I would think. It doesn't look like amazing, but also if Infernape goes down to like 1 HP and I get to do Blaze Overheat in the Sun into the Groudon, I'm assuming it's going to do a good chunk of damage. Probably not going to get team sheets here. I do have to be a little worried about that Flutter Mane, but once again, I still think Infernape in general is relatively okay here. At least enough to force into the game. I think I'm going to lead Flutter, and I might just go Flutter Infernape, honestly, and just see what I can do and see what damage I can get off. Especially if they're going to bring something like Rillaboom by pressure immediately. Oh, we actually got team sheets. Okay, hold on. Spikes Groudon, they're cooking. Spikes Eruption, P-Blades, Lefties. Specs Flutter is a little more concerning. I might actually just go Flutter Rock Pond because of that, and then have like Calyrex Infernape late game. I think is probably the better way to approach that. Knowing that it's like Specs Flutter now. I was expecting like Sash or Booster. Okay, I'm fine with this. We do see Terra Stellar on the Groudon as well. I think it's just a double protect. It's not like they're set up. Okay, Spikes is a little annoying, especially because I have a Sash Infernape in the back. But like, do I actually care? I'm gonna double the instant. Force him to click Fake Out. He's not gonna click Fake Out, thankfully. Instant's gonna go down. What are we looking at here? Eruption. Okay. Yeah. I remember that like Eruption Groudon was cool back when it actually turned into a Fire type with Primal Groudon, but like not like this. Not like this anymore. So they're probably going to want Trick Room up. That's fine. I have a Calyrex. I'm very fine with that. I I do want to chip the giraffe a little bit though. So what I want to do is probably just going to go Moonblast here and an Ivy Cudgel here. And I'm just going to get my damage, spread my damage across the board, see what happens. Obviously not going to do crazy amounts, but we're going to double survive. And there is a Trick Room going to be happening here. Moonblast if I get into Spiky for now. It's going to stagger. I don't think they'll give me Moonblast, but on the off chance that they give me the Moonblast, I actually stall out a turn of Trick Room this way. Get good damage onto the giraffe before my Calyrex has to hit the board. And Calyrex is going to just win this game, guys. That's pretty much what we're playing towards. Once again, just going to stagger my pieces here. I'll let Ogerpon go. But once again, if they give me Power Whip, I'll take the Power Whip. I'm not going to get it. But if they do give it to me, I'll take it. That's fine. Like I said, Calyrex Waltz is not in. And I just get to Terra Water now and win this game. I might actually switch in Infernape. I think it's going to be able to survive the turn and get me down to Sash as well. So I get to go for something like this. If Infernape dies, Infernape kind of dies. But I think it's just going to be Eruption, or if anything else, just things going down. So they're going to Helping Hand. It's got to be an Eruption, right? Yeah. So they opted for the Eruption. That's fine. A little bit of a weird Groudon team, but I think it was cool. We got to bring Infernape. One turn left to Trick Room. Fluttermane's here. Does this matter? No, because they're Specs. Specs protect. Yo, they're cooking. This is just the Lance and a win then, right? Yeah. Sure. I hope Lance somehow misses the knockout on Fluttermane so that Infernape could have got the KO. But unfortunately, we're going to take our win there. Calyrex kind of just went crazy versus that. More Zamazenta, and with Zamazenta, I think Infernape really is, this is kind of like the Zamazenta matchup, which I think is kind of funny. Hopefully we get to see it in like a best of 3 as well later, but for right now, let's see what we got here. I really think Fluttermane, like, Infernape is good. Same with Ursh, like, those are the 3 key pieces here. I might actually bench Calyrex. Actually, no, outside of Zama, Calyrex is, like, broken here, so, like, maybe I just go Flutter, Cali, Infernape, Ursh is probably fine, actually. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that concept at all. Not, like, amazing, but I'm okay with this. I'm just going to double protect. Like, I think there's a chance they protect the Shenpao here just to scout and maybe try to get, like, a heavy slam off. So, actually, what if I was, like, greedy about it? Yeah, I'll play it safe. I'll play it safe. I'll play it safe. No need to be greedy. Yep. Sure. Okay, so they're scared of Fluttermane. I'm fine with that. They can go ahead and pretty much just do that again. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna Lance Moonblast into this Shenpao. Like, I didn't want to Lance because the concept was like, oh, if I Lance, then they wide guard, I'm kind of cooked, but they're never wide guarding in that scenario. So let's make sure Shenpao goes down. That's one of the bigger concerns for me there. And now I believe this can be Infernape City, right? Like, I think Infernape Calyrex should be more than okay to just get through this endgame now. I have coaching for my Calyrex if I so choose. I do have to worry a little bit about the Raging Bolt, but I'm fine with that. This is actually fine. I'm just going to drop an Overheat immediately. Like, make them make a play, right? Like, I'm going to Lance. I could Fake Out as well, which is actually something maybe I'm supposed to go for here. I'm just going to Lance Overheat, though. Like, yeah. That's fine. Overheat should get it in range. Oh, okay. Infernape, I wasn't familiar with your game. I thought that was going to do a lot less, I'm going to be honest. Anyways, Infernape goes to bed, but it kind of did its job at this point. Like, it is going to be the D-Knight as the last. Going to protect and see if I can get a coaching off. It's not going to matter. But basically, I want to see what they lock into on what I can only assume is a Banded Dragonite. Because once again, if they lock E-Speed, I will 1000% be okay with that. So they're actually going to lock the Outrage here. Is that a concern? Is there a world now where I'm losing this game if the Outrage connects into Calyrex? And yes, there is. I can't really do anything about that. So if I can wake up in coaching, it might be enough to save me. I do not wake up. Outrage goes into the Infernape. I calculated that one, guys. That one was perfectly calculated. Anyways, Dragonite goes down. Infernape for the kill. Infernape for the kill. It's completely useless, and Calyrex did all the work, but it's fine. Actually, no, Infernape killed Zamazenta. What am I talking about? This guy's good. This guy was kind of goated. All right, we're gaming. We're gaming. There's like an actual team on the other side of the field, and I'm curious to see if Infernape can hold up, because I think it might be able to. Like, I think Encore is surprisingly intriguing in this matchup, and I'm very tempted to try and bring Infernape. I'm definitely going to be bringing a game 1. So this will be our best of 3 for you guys today. Infernape, I think Calyrex is very good. I think Rockpon and Urshifu are both very good. I think those are the 4. I'm going to try and leverage, like, maybe coaching into some of these guys. Even coaching into Urshifu is pretty good. Because then I'm just able to get, like, the one-shots onto Calyrex and stuff. Or, sorry, onto the Terapagos. Infernape's actually okay here. It'd be better if it was, like, Mold Breaker to hit the... Well, obviously you don't get Mold Breaker, but it would be better. It would be cool. Screamtail, Terapagos. I can't click Fake Out because they'll Encore me into it. I can't click Coaching. If they Encore me into Coaching, I mean, that's on them. I might just immediately try to Encore the Screamtail. And the concept being is that if I do that, they can't Encore the Encore. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, because if I catch them clicking either Play or off Disable, they're going to protect it. But just in case they don't, and I'll just send a Lance just for some chip. My game plan is to just be every bit as annoying as they are. Okay, this is fine. This is very fine. I can definitely totally work with this. Because I don't, like, they'll see Encore, obviously, and they're going to try and get around it. But even if they go ahead and click, like, I don't see what their line to get around it is. So, Terra Ghost, Encore into the Terap, and I mean, force them into Calm Mind forever. Well, my Urshifu just gets going, right? That's all I necessarily need here. They go ahead and try for the Fake Out. They're going to get Encored here. Huge start, and now they're stuck into Calm Mind. I do have to make sure I'm removing the Terapagos. So, coaching CC, get this guy out of here. Actually, I don't care about it this turn, right? I can coaching Surging into the instant. Yeah, I can coaching CC, actually. It's better. And then next turn, I'll kill Terap. Once again, as long as I have Infernape, I'm able to just Encore the Terapagos the following turn anyways. So they are going to switch it out into Heat. This is like still not that bad. Obviously, it's not amazing, and a Surging Strikes would have been so much better. But fact of the matter is, they didn't even click Will-O-Wisp there, so we're chilling. Screamtail back in. Maybe they want to Encore me or disable me into something. So now I click Surging Strikes, and basically I force them to click Encore into the Earth. And if they're going to click Encore into the Earth, honestly, just another coaching is like chill here. Maybe Ogerpon's fine, and then I just, yeah, Ogerpon and Surging that way is actually like super fine. Once again, it's just, this is like Encore mind games. I don't like this. This is weird. Can we not? Okay, that's fine. I did Surging this time if they don't Encore me. Okay, so they're going to play rough. That's fine. Surging. It is going into Rocky Helmet, unfortunately. So, like, a lot less than ideal. A lot less than I would have wanted. But, overall, I'm not, like, super, super upset here. Spiky Shield. No, Spiky Shield doesn't work. Do I just let them Fake Out and play rough? Might as well switch out the Urchin to... Yeah, okay, hold up. I'm going to Spiky Shield and bring in Callie. And then next turn I just have free damage. Because they should Fake Out this turn. Into the Ogerpon, I would imagine. Okay, this is like... They can burn me? Party shot. That's fine. Very fine with that. Okay. So now I get to choose how I want to play this. And I think I want to play this in a way where... I'm just going to click Follow Me and Lance. And just start sending damage. Go ahead and Encore me into Follow Me. I have no issues. They're not going to Parting Shot, meaning they're going to give my Calyrex a free boost. And I'm locked into Follow Me, so I get another turn where I get to click that for free. And I will gladly go ahead and do that. If they want to save their Terra, I'm going to try and high horsepower the Heatran. If they give me a chance to do that. They are going to Encore Disable me locked. Magma Storm, I don't care that it misses as Heatran goes down. I'm a little concerned, but I think it's an easy just hard bring an Infernape and click Lance. And basically if they try to Encore me to high horsepower, that's fine. If they disable anything, that's also still fine. And Infernape should get on the field for free. Yeah, go ahead and disable. I just high horsepowered, so Lance should come out now and pick this one up. Yep, pretty much. I'm going to overheat for the fun. I could Encore them, but I never lose this game, so I'll overheat and Lance. Let's go, Infernape. Why did that kill? Infernape good? Not expecting that to kill. All right, I think Infernape's kind of good here. And I think I can kind of just run it back. And I'm going to go ahead and do exactly that. Is it Infernape Rock Pond, though? Just to put a little bit more pressure on. I think it is. And then I go Cali Earth late game. Is that what I did the first game? I don't even know. I don't even know what I clicked game 1. Anyways, Terapagos Rillaboom here on their end this time. That's, like, fine. They didn't bring the Screamtail on lead. I think they're more likely to, like, try to bully down Infernape than Ogerpon. But I'm going to coach my Ogerpon. And I'm just going to send an Ivy Cudgel into things. Like, yeah, that's, like, fine. I could have Terra Ghosted. Maybe I should have Terra Ghosted. Right? But I think as a whole, this is, like, what are they going to do? Kill my Infernape? That doesn't help you. I'm going to go Encore right now. I'm clicking Encore into this Terapagos. And I'm going to just Ivy Cudgel the Instant. Or the Rillaboom. Take my damage. If Instant switches in, that's fine. I am a little worried about a potential, like, a Screamtail switch in. But they're not able to get the Terapagos set up in this position right now. Even if a Screamtail does come in, I just redirect any sort of disable, and I'm still constantly able to Encore this Terapagos. So, like, I'm killing. Okay, they're going to bring in the Ogerpon, which is fine. It's a good play, and now they're going to go for the follow. They're going to go for the redirect. Okay, I see what they're going for here. They are faster than the Infernape. So here's the thing. If I win the speed tie, actually it's not a speed tie because they have to follow me, so I'm fine. As long as I hit my Power Whip, I'm fine. Although Ivy Cudgel did 68%, so I think I'm still safe to go Encore Ivy. They should follow me. We saw that my Ivy Cudgel did 68%, so it should kill it this time. It's going to. Encore into the Terapagos. Get this guy locked into Protect for right now. Infernape, guys. This guy kind of good? Yes, yes? This guy's kind of good. I might Terra Ghost this time. Because they're locked. There's no reason for me not to. And just Overheat and Ivy Cudgel, I think. And if they go for the Fake Out, then we're chilling. They're not going to Fake Out, meaning Overheat is going to finish off the Rillaboom. Hey, Infernape, guys, is kind of good, eh? What do you guys think? Infernape? Infernape Gaming? Alright, I'm going to Spiky Shield and Coaching here. If I lose Infernape, do I potentially lose this game? Actually, I do. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Coaching Spiky. It's fine. It's a little greedy because, like, they're probably just going to click Knockoff and I'm going to lose my Ape. But, like, I don't know what else I was supposed to do in that position. Right? Like, in the position like that, they just protected. It did fail, so they do have a protect available to them now. We're going to go Calyrex here first. Kill off the Instant. And then try to seal this one up with Ogerpon Ursh late game. Okay, we got the crit, which is nice. I mean, if they were really bulky physically, which they generally are on this team, that wasn't getting the kill. So the crit is definitely helpful. But I think regardless, based on that turn, Calyrex gets the kill on the Instant. And then I just have Ogerpon Urge to seal that game, right? Like, I don't think I'm losing that game. Obviously, I think I should have played a little better with the lock, with the Encore lock, because that was like a guaranteed pin that I didn't play to. But overall, Lance and Ivy Cudgel now. I just got to keep this guy nice and low for Urshifu to win this game. So, there it is. All right, Infernape was like crazy good there. That was really cool. Infernape is the better Encore user, confirmed. Alright, real quickly, guys, just before we wrap this one up, back in the builder here. I don't think I would change anything. This Infernape felt amazing. Like, the rest of the team, obviously, guys, it's just a good team. Like, Calyrex, Ogerpon, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, Flutterman, 5 good Pokemon in an Infernape. And, like, this guy was kind of cool. Ended up becoming one of our Zamazenta answers. That was pretty fun. We saw how Encore can get things versus, like, the people that try to set up versus us. And Encore just kind of shut those guys down as well. Obviously, like I said, I wasn't too high on ladder, guys, so I'm going to try and fix that moving forward. But the more we do this, the higher we'll get on ladder as well. So, really fun matches today. I think this team is a ton of fun. As always with this, I'll leave the pace down below. If you guys want to try it out, feel free. Overall, Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this type of content. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. But with that, I'm going to get on out of here, and I will catch you all in a future video.